The United States government is seeking to end our great Constitution. This will endanger all the American people, and we will not stand by and watch while this tyrannical government prepares to rip away all the freedoms that our forefathers granted us. The freedoms that we fought for, bled for, and died for.
Americans are under attack by their own government. We must band together. We must tell our government that we, the people, will not stand by and watch our liberties be taken away. Let the resistance begin.
All right, hello, welcome everyone to The Resistance. I am Nick Larson, your host, and joining me on the line, our special guest, Eric Ron. Eric is a representative of the United American Militia Advisory Council and a battalion commander of the Texas Militia. Eric, thank you very much for joining us this evening. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Nick. Thanks for having me.
Good. Now, United American Militia Advisory Council, what exactly is that?
The United American Militia Advisory Council, let me just read the mission statement. That'll help you. It embodies all the militia units in these United States of America. It's strictly constitutional, and it embodies all the constitutional militia units in these United States of America, and it will serve to unite them into a single, undivided, and communicating operations force for freedom and liberty for all, with common aspirations and goals. Its primary mission is to create a nationwide training, communications, and intelligence network. What that means, well, let me read the rest of it. Its secondary mission is to improve and repair the image, reputation, and appearance of the American militia in the public eye through public relations campaigns, what I'm doing right here, using all available media avenues. So basically the second part is what I'm doing right here. We're talking about UAMAC. We're talking about the United American Militia Advisory Council, and I'm about to tell you what we do. The primary mission, the Training, Communications, and Intelligence Network, it's to open those lines of communication between all these units in the country and allow them to be able to share intel, to be able to share training, to say, hey, you got this guy in one of your units over there. I heard he was pretty good with close quarters combat, and we'd like to have him come over and teach us.
Okay.
And so basically, they'd say, oh, yeah, you know what, that's a good idea. We'll send him your way. And then we have some other things that we're trying to work on. We're trying to work on funding. Obviously this isn't like a corporation or a publicly traded entity, so we have to try to come up with funding somehow to get that guy over to, say he's from California, get him to West Virginia. So Michael School and he started this organization called Patriots for Liberty, and basically through that organization we're going to, I believe that the mission behind that organization was to give the rest of the population a place to go, a place to participate, where that they can share intel, where they can communicate, and they can gather training. And in light of that, we're going to open a store and offer T-shirts and hats and stuff at reasonable prices, so that people can have something as a point to say, I'm a part of this movement, here's my shirt. Kind of a point of contact, but they'll know what the funding's for. The funding is to fund the militia to help get us trained, to get us ready, to get us prepared.
Okay. So now this whole network that you have, is that connected to every militia in the country, or is it?
That's the goal, Nick. Okay. It's not complete in any sense of the word. There's been some hiccups along the way. There's been There's been problems. There's been misunderstandings. There's been a lot of things that have happened. It's a long process. It's not going to happen overnight. We started this back in November. I believe it was the middle of November last year, and we're still working it. November, December, January. Well, we're 4, 5, 6 months here, and we're breaking new ground. We're plowing out new ground, but it's a hard path. It's not easy. It requires being on the phone. It requires talking to a lot of people, a lot of long hours, and a lot of explaining.
Right, and last week we had Mike School on the program, and he talked at length about getting the sheriffs on board. Talked a little bit about the Constitution and stuff like that. But tonight I wanted to talk about the militias and stuff. Now, I know here in Minnesota, where I'm from, there's about 4 or 5 different militia groups, maybe. And now I don't know how well organized they are, but I mean, do you know of can you name off a few militias that you are connected with? I mean, state-wise, I mean.
We're connected with the Michigan Militia, Michigan Militia Corps Wolverines. I believe that's Michael Lackamar. We're connected with William Flatt, the Indiana Militia. We're connected with the Kentucky Mountain Rangers. We're connected with the Watchmen. They're not necessarily a militia group. They offer supplies. We're also they offer supplies to the militia, I should say. We're connected to the militia in Missouri. We're connected to the Illinois militia, the Illinois Cavalry, the Illinois Sons of Liberty, Colorado. I'm just going down through the list here.
Okay.
Obviously, different Texas militias, the Kansas militia, the Ohio Valley Minutemen, the Ohio militia, the Arkansas militia. I could keep going and going and going.
Okay. Now I know you can't see this here, but we got a chat room going on, and we have a crap load of people in here. And one of our listeners, Alex, he's saying I got to sign up for the Texas militia.
That's great. He can send me an email, or he can, depending on where he's at, he can just send me a personal message on my Facebook. He'll have to send me a friend request because the Facebook police have me in timeout right now for sending friend requests to people I supposedly don't know. So it's facebook.com, my first and last name, ERICRAHN, with an H on the end. That's facebook.com, ERICRAHNH.
Okay. Now, if you could, tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, where are you from?
Okay. Basically, I'm from Indiana. I moved. What happened is after I got out of the military, I sustained some injuries before and after my service, and I lived in Indiana most of my life, except for the time that I was in the Army, and I couldn't function in the cold. My wife and my son and I, we wanted to move to a warmer place, so we basically sold everything we had. If we didn't fit in my pickup truck and my car, it didn't go with us. Whatever we wanted to keep, we stuffed it in the car and the truck, and took off to Texas. We didn't know anybody in Texas. This was June '05, and came to Texas and just started putting down roots. And I ported in a job from Indiana. I worked for a security company. I did that for a year and a half, found a better job, worked that one, found a better job, started working that one. Right now I work as a voice operations specialist for a local cable company here in Tyler, Texas. And I work my own business. I run my own business, Ron's PC Repair. That's ronpc.com.
Okay.
I offer some of the cheapest rates in the area. And also, about a year and a half ago, I basically, even when I lived in Indiana, I understood that there was a problem. I've always been pretty well aware of all the things going on in the world, even at a very young age. And I watched politics. I watched world events. I'm a Christian, so then you start throwing in prophecy and all this other stuff, and it really brought my awareness to a very acute level. And when I got to Texas, I started looking around, and I'm going, I need to get involved. I need to do something. I got military service. There's something I should be doing more. And I'm a religious man, so I asked God to say, God, what do you want me to do? And He pointed me in the direction of the militia. And I said, Lord, you know what all the rest of the world thinks about the militia, so you're going to have to help me with this one. He is the one, God is the one who's been leading and guiding me through all of this, and He's the one that got me into the militia and got me going to this. Once I got into the militia, I committed a great deal of time to studying the militia and understanding the ins and outs and what it is and why it is and what makes it tick. And then I happened to meet up with Michael School, and Mike said, hey, you know what? We need to get all these units talking, because we can't get anything done in this country if we're not talking, if we're not sharing information. So let's start sharing information. Let's start doing this. And so basically that's last November. That's when we started UAMAC, and I started sending out friend requests to all the various units and saying, hey, we got this nationwide network going, and your presence is requested. Will you join us? And a lot of them have turned me down. A lot of them, I guess, they thought I was just crazy, that you can't get all these people together. And then others got on board, and some have left, and a lot of them have stayed. And it's a process. But the ones who've stayed understand what the mission is, and they know that it's not going to happen overnight. They know that it takes time, because you're dealing with people. When you have that human element there, you have to reach out to people, and they have to understand what the mission is, why you're doing it, and what it's for. And I'd like to think that we've been pretty successful.
Okay, well, and that's great that you're getting everyone connected and stuff. And I know Michael School, he's you and him are kind of helping with the Patriots of Liberty pages on Facebook.
Absolutely.
And I'm also helping out as well too. But you have the main Patriots for Liberty page, and then you got all the state pages. All 50 states are up on there right now, right?
I think they're working on that. I think they're getting close, but they're not quite all there yet. This is, again, it's always a work in progress.
Okay. So now I heard you say that you wanted to change the image of militias in the public eye, and I kind of understand what you mean by that, because a lot of people, when they think militias, if they're not reading a history book, they're thinking illegal militant groups or hate groups or something like that. But you're not like that at all.
No, absolutely not. We're nothing like that. And that's the problem, is people don't understand what exactly the militia is and what its purpose is. And I'd like to read you a prepared statement in regards to what the militia is.
Okay.
In light of the current volatile political climate of our great country, we, as American patriots, see a clear and present danger to our families, our freedom, our rights, our liberty, and our overall American way of life.